strawberry melon like banana.
Called yuzu, like shaved ice.
Oh, and this one is just tomato and ice?
Yeah.
Inside kimchi, vanilla oil, vinaigrette, and mix, please. Okay.
So this is their charcoal beef tartare on a beautiful little seaweed chip. Octopus carpaccio with perilla oil vinaigrette layered over a bed of kimchi. I love the fusion of Korean flavors here. You don't usually taste kimchi with olive oil and vinaigrette, so it's a very interesting pairing, very fresh. This is their #1 bestseller, the gnocchi with perilla leaf cream and bacon. Everything here is so beautifully presented. This is their scallop with raspberry, beetroot pickle, and potato milk. this lemon salt bread, so I'm gonna get one of these. Let's try their lemon salt bread. Whether you're in Seoul or Busan, navigating your way can be tricky. Different map, different rideshare app. It can be confusing, especially if it's your first time visiting like us.
That's why we use Airlo eSIM to help us plan our itinerary. And with our discount code RALPHSAM3, you too can get $3 off your first eSIM purchase.
Airlo eSIM has really been a game changer for us. From booking rides to making restaurant reservations, all the best trips start with a reliable eSIM. Airlo is the world's first eSIM store, trusted by over 20 million travelers, including us.
No need for physical SIM card, no need for a pocket Wi-Fi.
As long as your phone is eSIM compatible, you're good to go. Just install Airlo before you fly out, then select from over 200 destinations and purchase the plan that fits your needs. The best part is, you get to keep your original phone number.
You can install Airlo eSIM directly on your phone with instructions. When you arrive at your destination, simply activate the eSIM. It's that easy. You know, at this point, we've tried it everywhere, and it just works. So give it a try and download Airlo today.
Make sure to use our personal discount code RALPHSAM3 to get $3 off your first eSIM purchase. Good thing we bought a lot of salt bread.
Famous truffle salt bread from Artist Bakery. Let's give it a try.
가격을 줄 거야. 그렇습니다. 검색 한 번씩 해봐 주실 수
You can order pop.
Yeah, it looks like
It's
flour.
blue.
Crazy.
onions, ground meat, potato. Surprising. Last second snap.
The batter reminds me of the one around taro usually. I bet this is the same thing. It's like a paste also. heard that Korean garlic bread is super popular and very different from your traditional garlic bread. So we're trying the soft cream garlic bread from Garlic Boy. It's a bit like savory and sweet at the same time. The cream inside has a sweetness to it, very light and fluffy.
Gift for the cameraman.
Whoa, it's huge. So this is their famous mung bean pancake, and we got the seafood version. Second stop for some dumplings. Ooh. It's super hot.
You're right. Check out the shape.
Ooh, it's got a kick though. Like it gets spicy. Juice.
The geisha one is the most expensive one.
First coffee of the day at Gwangjang Market.
This is the Gwangjang latte, which is a floral, creamy latte.
Very fruity. the most impressive things about this Olibyang is that they have their own DIY color analysis area.
Hey, we made it to the Dongmyo flea market finally. Let's get it. Bro, the noble face.
I didn't realize how massive this place is gonna be. And it's not a weekend either. There's just so many people flea market shopping. Reminds me of our old vlog days. Instead of lemonade, they're drinking this shike. Korean fried chicken. What I like about this style of chicken is there's no batter to it. It's just pure, perfectly fried chicken. flavor to it, similar to matcha.
Thank you.